Good morning, children. This is Shalini from Bits and Bytes Computer Online Coaching. Today we are going to discuss method or functions, and these methods and functions we can use in any programming language, but in this video we are going to discuss Java methods or functions. So let's begin. First, we need to understand what are Java methods. Children, basically a Java method is a collection of statements that perform some specific task and return the result. Okay, and it returns the result to the caller. In Java, we have every method must be part of some class. Children, in a simple language, we can say when we collect multiple statements together to perform some specific task. Suppose we want to add three numbers, we want to add two numbers, and that task is going to be repeated for us. That means we need to complete that task again and again. So we required a method, we required a function which can be helpful for us multiple times. Okay, so we can take the second meaning of your methods. A method is a block of code which only runs when it is called. Okay, so method is a block of code which only runs when it is called. So method is not like open for all. Okay, this is not like it will execute every time whenever you are running your program. Whenever you call that method, whenever that method is required in your program, then only that program will that method will execute. Okay, so methods are used to perform certain actions and they are also known as functions. But why we are using methods, why methods are required in our programming? So here we can take few points why methods are required. Dividing a complex problem into smaller chunks makes your program easy to understand and reusable. Okay. Suppose we have to make a big program, a lengthy problem we need to solve. So it is always advisable to divide your program in smaller parts. We can say in smaller chunks. This will uh, create our program easy and your program will be easy to understand and reuse it. The another reason to use method, it is used to achieve the reusability of code. If we are using method, it is not required to write that code again and again. Whenever we require that code, we can call that method. Okay, only one time we need to write that method or that particular code or that statements which we required in our program, and we can use it many times. Number three, it also provides the easy modification and readability of codes just by adding or removing a chunk of code. If we require any modification in our program, in our method, easily we can directly access to that method and we can modify that method and we can use it again. Number four, the method is executed only when we call or invoke it. That means method is not auto executed. Okay, this will execute it only when we call or invoke it. That means whenever that particular code is required in our programming, we can call it. That time that particular method will execute. In Java programming, the most important method is the main method in which we make our full program. Now we'll take type of functions or methods. Children, in Java, there are two types of methods. First is in the standard library methods and the other one is user-defined methods. Okay. Standard library methods are also called inbuilt functions or inbuilt method, and user-defined methods are those methods which you or me creates. Standard library methods in Java, predefined methods are the method that is already defined in the Java class library is known as predefined methods. Children, these predefined methods are already loaded with your Java language. That means there is no requirement of installing or attaching these methods or function apart from Java. If you have already installed Java in your system, that means these methods are already stored in your memory. So that's why it is also known as the standard library methods or built-in methods. The example of these built-in methods are maximum method, minimum method, length methods, equals methods, compared to sqrt and minimum. Okay. Just take an example of built-in method, how we can use this type of methods. Public class demo, this is the class name. Then we started our main function, public static void main, strings arguments, and then directly we can print out the maximum number is math.max 9,7. So that means we have a math library available with Java in which we are using max method. So what will be the output? 9 plus, 9,7. So 9 will be the output. Okay. So which number is the maximum number between these two numbers? So 9 will be the output. So we are not writing this method. This method, max method, is already defined in our Java language. That's why we are calling this inbuilt function. Now we have user-defined function. The method written by the user or programmer is known as a user-defined method. And these methods are modified according to the requirement. Whatever we required, we can make our own method as per our requirement, right? So those methods are called user-defined methods because we are only defining, either programmer is defining, me defining, or you are defining. Okay. For example, public static integer sum integer n1 integer n2 integer s is equal to n1 plus n2 and return s. So this is the simple syntax that we want to define our own method. We want to sum of two numbers. The first number is n1 and the second number is n2. These are the variables for two numbers. And then s is the sum, who will store the sum of addition of these two numbers, as is equal to n1 plus n2. And finally, we are returning the value of s in our main program. So by this, we can make our own user-defined function. Children, stay tuned for the next video where we will be learning same concept in more details. If you like my video and it helped you understand the concept, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next class. Bye-bye.